This is about buying and selling businesses today. So right now, for our next one, we're going to hear about somebody that's actually in that business doing it every day. He's one of our first UK speakers. I'm excited to introduce from Manchester, UK, Phil Jepson.
Hello, everyone. That was good. Hello, everyone. Brilliant. I'll try and keep you at that level of energy as we go through, because we're going to be talking about the most exciting subject in the world, which is buying businesses. I'm going to talk to you this morning about three things, really. One is my passion for the kinds of businesses that I think are the heart and soul of our economy. The second is how I'm channeling that passion. And then the third is how potentially some of you guys could get involved with that. I've been in business myself for 15 years. I started my first business 15 years ago. And in that time, there was a fire. In that time, I've been through the highs and lows. I know the joys. I know the freedom of running a business and being an entrepreneur. I know all the bad stuff as well, the stress, the hard work, the challenges, the problems that come along the way. But now, my mission is to get out there and to buy other businesses. And the kind of businesses I'm looking to buy are good, solid, stable, well-established businesses that I can take hold of and drive forward to the next level. So just how important are small businesses in the economy? These are UK figures, by the way, but it's pretty similar in the US or other developed economies. Small and medium-sized businesses in the UK, which means businesses up to 250 people, account for 60% of private sector employment, 16.6 million jobs in the UK in small businesses. They account for 52% of private sector GDP. They generate £2.2 trillion a year. So we're talking about some pretty important businesses, contributors to the economy. But it's not just about the money. As I've said, these businesses really are the heart and soul of the economy. They were forged from the sweat and tears of the entrepreneurs that set them up and have slaved over those businesses for the years that they've owned them. My business has done a heck of a lot for me, the first business I set up. And in turn, it's enabled me to touch the lives of a huge number of people, including my own children. Both my children came and worked for me in my business after they left university. They've now both moved on, and they're both successful entrepreneurs with own businesses, successful business people in their own right. So I want to talk now a bit about the types of business that are actually most interesting to me, that I think are the most important. And these are businesses that have between 10 and 250 people in them. In the UK, at the moment, there are about 245,000 businesses of that type. So these are real businesses. It's not just lifestyle. But these businesses typically suffer from two kinds of challenges. And this is where people like me come in. The two challenges that they suffer from, firstly, succession, and then secondly, hitting a ceiling. So let's talk about succession. Of those businesses, just over a quarter, which is what this number is, are owned by someone aged between 55 and 74, which means that either now or pretty soon, they need to find someone to take over. And most of them haven't actually done much about it. Most of them haven't really got a plan as to how that might happen. And it's not actually as easy as you might think, because there's not necessarily a simple solution. You might think there might be somebody in the family that might want to take it over, but these days, it doesn't always work like that. I had two kids. Both of my kids worked in my business. Neither of them wanted to take it over. The reason was because they wanted to do their own thing. They wanted to run and start their own businesses. They didn't want my dream. They wanted their dream. You might think there's someone in the business who might take it over, but that doesn't necessarily work either, because a lot of people are very happy to have a job, but they don't necessarily want the stress and the pressure of actually being a business owner. You could sell out to a competitor or a big company, but that's not straightforward either, because what are they going to do to your business? They're going to merge it into theirs. What happens to your people? There's a good chance that they'll rip out the very heart and the very soul of the business that you spent years building. So no simple solutions there. The other problem is the ceiling problem, where someone sets up a business, runs it very happily for a while, but then it stops. It stalls. They can't get it beyond a certain level, typically somewhere around 1 to 10 million pounds turnover. They get frustrated to the point that they want out. So this is where we come in. We can solve both those problems. The succession problem we can solve straight away because we can just buy the business. The ceiling problem we can solve because actually with a bit of outside investment, with some new impetus, with some new excitement into the business, and with a bit of an external view, it's often quite easy to see and solve the problem that's been holding the business back. So these businesses have some real strengths. These established businesses have some real strengths. They're stable, they're profitable, they've got a team, they've got a reputation, and they've got customers. So they're great businesses to buy into. They have a set of weaknesses as well, which is how they are where they are. But the great news for us is that actually most of those weaknesses are pretty easy to diagnose and reasonably straightforward to deal with. So we come in, and our aim is to create a win-win-win. It's a win for the business owner because they get to move out of the business, move their lives on to what they want to do next, and do so in a way which gives them cash to fund it. It's a win for us because we get to acquire a profitable asset at a reasonable price. And it's actually a win for the business and the people who work in it, because we seek to grow the revenue of the business, we seek to grow the profit of the business, and we seek to grow the number of jobs that the business creates. We want to preserve the legacy. We don't want to rip it apart. We want to keep the best of what's there and to build on it. So, how does this relate to you? How could you help with my mission? There's 3 kinds of people sat out there who I'd be really, really interested to talk to. If you want to get in touch, make contact with me. The first group of people I'd love to speak to are people who are either buying businesses now or have listened to this and think, actually, you know what? I think that's quite a good way to create wealth. It's quite a valuable way, and it's quite a decent way to build wealth. So if you're one of those people, I would love to talk to you. Second sort of people I would love to talk to are people who own businesses and actually might be facing one of the problems that I've talked about. Or people who know people who own businesses maybe got those problems, or who work with businesses who may have those problems. The third sort of people that I'm really interested in talking to are people sat out there thinking, well, actually, this might be a good area to invest in. I don't necessarily want to do all the work, but I can see this might be good investment. And actually, you know what? It can be a great investment. It can be a great investment in the short term, medium term, or long term. The returns are very healthy, and actually the risks are pretty well defined and pretty manageable. So any of you guys, I'd be really delighted to have the chance to talk to you. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me on Facebook. I'm pretty visible. And obviously, I'll be around. It'd be lovely to meet you. So, just to finish, when we're put on this earth, I think probably the greatest opportunity that we're given in our lives is to make a difference. To make a difference. And I want to invite you, those of you who are interested in what I've had to say, to join me in my mission and to help me make a difference to these types of businesses, the well-established businesses that I think really are the heart and soul of our economy. Thank you very much. Thank you.